Hello. So I'm making this video for a friend. And because I think when you're in a particular moment in your own process, you have this opportunity to find the gift in it and make that gift available, or make it into an invitation. And that's what this is. I don't want to tell anyone how to live their lives, because I don't know what's right for other people. And I've learned that through bittersweet experience. But what I'll say is this, that my friend asked me the question, well, no they didn't, they were talking about how do you respond to the I think they used the phrase, the fact that the world is burning. How do you not lose your shit in that? It was how do you be with that? How do you stay connected to aliveness when everything around you is fear and panic and apocalyptic? How do you stay connected to your aliveness? You see my dog in the background. That's Friend the dog. And I said, firstly, what a great question. The mind will go in the direction of whatever question you ask it. So that's a great question. How do you stay connected to your being at this time? And my way of being with that is to come closer. What do I mean when I say to come closer? I mean to pull my attention into the immediacy of my own sensing. There's a lot of invitation and media and stories about the world burning, and a lot of violence, a lot of fear messages and antagonism and victim, tyrant, rescuer narratives going on at the moment, and it all stimulates certain chemical experiences in the body, and these can be very addictive. And I'm saying that from someone who's been there, and it takes us away from being where we actually are and creating community and safety where we actually are, with what's right in front of us, what's actually in our power. And we get preoccupied with trying to save the world, and we forget to create a world we want to live in. So I suppose now I'm thinking, if I come closer to my own life, how can I and be where I am, and be grateful for every moment. And I'm not in the situation that some people are in, and I don't want to suggest that for some people what's right in front of them might be literal danger, so that's a different set of circumstances. And still the same response applies, in the sense that if you can be with what's right in front of you, you certainly can respond more appropriately and creatively than if you're in your head thinking about what could be, what might be, anticipating. And it's not easy to do that. Certainly the media are literally a business that make money from triggering your amygdala and keeping you coming back for more, and the way they do that is by threatening either your identity or your existence, or that of your loved ones. So my question is, how can I be a safe person? And how in each interaction can I recognize and use my discernment to see where the point of connection is with each individual or being or life system that I'm in contact with, including and especially my own life system. Because if I'm not connected and present to myself, then I'm not going to be available to sense what's coming up in those people around me. And I suppose this wisdom isn't really like mine, but what I can say is I've tried everything else. So I come back to this. And I've tried fighting. I've tried saving the world. I've tried distracting myself. I've tried dissociation. I've tried sticking my head in the sand. I've tried attacking myself. I've tried attacking other people. I've tried crying and falling in a big heap. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of those strategies. I just want to suggest, because I think, we're here to learn. But this is the learning that I've got to come closer to yourself. And I don't watch the news because I'm not interested in being sold a story of what the world is, when I'm interested in being in the world that I'm in, that I perceive with my senses. Because to my mind, if there's an objective reality, it's bigger than I can perceive in this human form, so that's a waste of my time. And other than that, the only truth I know is the truth I sense, and the truth I sense energetically and set with my senses, and the reflection of the world around me is what I can learn from. So each day I ask myself, how can I bring as much peace and joy into the world as I can? And I fail, and then I try again. So come closer to yourself. Take care of your panic. Take care of your fear, take care of your grief. Know that all your grief and all your terror and all that, it just all comes from a love of life. Underneath it all, there's a sweetness in all those things, because they're all the aspects of being human, and they won't go away. If we get what we want, we won't be disappointed anymore. But one time we have to learn to take care of disappointment. No, there's sweetness in that. Being disappointed. Oh, because there's a sweetness in it all. And it might all burn. The world might burn, but I don't have to fan the flames. And I don't have to ignore it or pretend it's not happening, and not be sad about it when it comes into my immediate world, or not respond to what I can respond to in my immediate world. Like, for example, I wouldn't choose to put pesticides on my garden, or avoid a conversation that's difficult or whatever. But also, how do I see and sense into the vulnerability and the tenderness of another person, regardless of whether I agree with them or not? How do I create that peace in the moment, not in some fucking theory, some theory of relationship, some theory of a perfect world? How do we create community here and now with people who are here and now? All of us, like, with our trauma and our ugliness and our failings, because it's like, that's where it's at. I think that's where it's at. You keep putting it out onto someone else, it's like that's where the war starts. And I don't want that inside myself. I don't want to see that inside myself. But maybe the world will burn. Everything ends. Everything that begins ends. Everything changes. That gives you a chance to love what's here, to love this place, to love it, to love, and to also accept and discern. Use your discernment. What is in my power? What is not in my power? Where can I heal where I haven't healed? that I'm ignoring, so I can think about fucking something thousands of miles away that I have no power over. So come closer to yourself, come closer. Be with the pain of being human and the imperfection and the endingness of it. Because it's a portal to joy, it's a portal to unconditional love. It's a portal away from isolation and loneliness. Even when you're physically, feel like, oh, I'm the only person going through this, whatever. If we burn, we'll all burn together. I'm not saying I want it to burn, like, I don't. I love being alive, and I have a great deal of, ambition, healthy ambition, I suppose, for community and joyful and transformation. But transformation doesn't come by resisting what is. It comes by being with what is. And being can only happen through the body, through the present moment, through seeing what's right in front of your eyes and what is within, dealing with what is yours to deal with. I think, and each person, that journey looks different. Each person, that centering, that closeness looks different. So I don't know if that's helpful. I banged on quite a long time. But yeah, and if you want sort of references, I like, the I Ching says something about, it's your responsibility to go from A to B to C to D to E to F. And also that your business is to be with what's right in front of you and to find right relationship with what is right in front of you. Now, for example, that might be a situation where someone's inviting you to come closer, but you sense also that they're frightened of you coming closer. So if you're able to allow yourself to see what you see, you can then discern the appropriate response. If you think there's a right way to do it, or you're afraid of your own fear of their fear, then you're going to distance and withdraw. So seeing what you actually see is really painful. Seeing that this world is not in your control, that we're in a mucky bit maybe, that maybe this is the end of something. Then you have to face that it's the end of something all the time. And what, it's always the end of something. But there's a part of you that goes on being whatever happens in this human world. Life will go on. This world didn't just, it's not everything. The manifest world is not everything. You go close enough, closer, and go closer, beyond atoms, go closer, and there's emptiness. And inside that emptiness is something else, consciousness. And so the consciousness is creating its own, it's creating, and everything that begins ends and returns back to that peaceful state. So there's nothing to worry about, on one level. And that doesn't make being human any easier, but that's the point. What's the point of being human? To be happy? No, I don't think so. Nice to be happy too, though. I'm not saying you should orient away from happiness. Be happy, but I don't think that's the point of being here. The point of being here is to be fulfilled. So if it fulfills you, to right in that moment, if that what's authentic and fulfilling and trustworthy is to respond appropriately to whatever situation that is. And I can't say what's appropriate for you to do in the situation that you're facing in your life. I don't know. But I doubt it's watching the news. See if that makes you feel like creative and safe and open and ready to, and empowered to take and connected to your heart. See, I don't know, maybe it does. Maybe it makes you feel connected to your heart because your heart's pumping so hard and it's familiar. And then you don't have to deal with the thing right in front of your face that's actually really fucking uncomfortable. Anyway, somebody had to say it. I don't know how to end, so one of the things I find difficult is endings. Until the next time, go gently.